Hello, my name is Bill Holland, and today's discussion is how to become a writer. This is, to me, it's a strange question, because what defines a writer? If in today's electronic world with the internet, if you start a blog and you write on the blog constantly, that makes you a writer, doesn't it, by definition? Is somebody who has a journal, who writes in the journal daily, is that a writer? It seems like definition used to be so simple, but it isn't anymore. So, you know, by the easiest definition of writer, to become a writer, you just sit down and write. You know, you can publish it online for no cost whatsoever. People will read it. You could probably even get somebody to buy it. You know, you could record an ebook or write an ebook and put it online, and someone will buy it, and that makes you a writer. So becoming a writer, there you go. Sit down and write. A better question is how to become a good writer. And now we've got something we can talk about. In my classes, I always used to say the first thing you need to do is write, and that's true, but you need to learn the language. And again, I've got some biases here. There are so many people who record ebooks and the grammar is horrible. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know how to sugarcoat this. It's like elementary level. It's like third grade level. But they record it and they say they're writers and they feel good about it, but I don't know what's been accomplished other than feeling good. To be a good writer, you have to learn the language. You have to learn the language that you're writing in. English is not a simple language. There are so many bizarre rules in the language of English that almost don't make sense. And then, you know, one of the favorite things that I like to tell people is that in creative writing there are no rules. So if you want to really confuse things, you know, I tell them to write and to learn the language, but then I turn right back around and say there are no rules, because in creative writing you have almost carte blanche as far as breaking rules. But I'm going to stick with this. I want you to learn the language. You can't write properly without knowing how to write properly in English. Adjectives and adverbs and nouns and verbs and prepositional phrases, they all have a purpose. And if you don't know what those are, learn. Okay? Either take a class or you know, join a workshop online, do something, but learn how to write in English. And then our next step is to learn by osmosis, and that means to read, and read from good writers. Read good books and see how they construct sentences, see how they construct paragraphs, see how one paragraph leads to the next, see how they use similes and how they use metaphors and how they use idioms. See how they even use cliches, although I'm not a big person who, as far as enjoying cliches. Find out how they do that. Find out how the story is a cohesive unit, how it flows from one chapter to the next. In storytelling or in a short story even. Read short stories and find out how you move from the opening paragraph to the final paragraph and how it all connects. It's a craft, writing. And so when I say to become a good writer, you need to learn the intricacies of this craft. And you learn it by reading other excellent writers, you learn it by practicing, and you learn it by trying to become better. If all you're going to do is sit down every day and write the same stuff in the same style, you're not improving and you're not going to become a good writer. Good writers make it look easy, but it's not. You know, good writers have spent years fine-tuning their craft until it looks easy. But there are literally years of practice before that point. You know, I don't care who you name Steinbeck, name Hemingway, name Harper Lee, name, you know, whoever, Robert Blake. They are people who spent years, you know, unrecognized, working their craft quietly alone in a room by themselves, practicing certain aspects of writing that they know they need work on, and they kept working and working and working at it. You can't keep doing the same thing. Okay? Your mom may tell you you're a good writer, but moms are supposed to. Your best friend may tell you that you really write well, when in fact you write like, you know, yeah, I don't know, Bobby Peterson in my first grade class. So learn how to write well if you want to become a good writer. Okay. We can talk later about some of those specifics, and I'll talk in another video about it, but that's the main point I want to make to you. If you just want to be a writer, then go to WordPress, open up a blog, write every day, and call yourself a writer. You're done. The world is full of them. There are tens of millions of people who call themselves writers, and that's what they do. Good for them. If they're happy, I'm happy. But if you want to be a good writer, you have to work the craft. Writing is a craft. It's like sculpting beautiful work. It's like painting beautiful work. It's like playing the piano like a maestro. It is a craft that needs to be worked at. That's all I've got for you. Until next time, this is Bill Holland. Hoping that everything you write is a masterpiece, and hoping that you spread your wings and fly. Thank you.